Hi everyone, welcome to my tutorial for today. How are you doing? I hope all is well. And even if all is not well, hang in there. For the fact you have life means there is hope. A lot of people didn't wake up today. And definitely some are not going to go to bed today. But you and I, we are here enjoying the grace of God. And for that, we are grateful to Him. So quickly we go to our tutorial for today. Today we are going to be making this very beautiful gown with yoke, okay, as requested by someone. It is a highly requested video and I'm hoping to do justice to that today. To my existing subscribers, thank you very much for keeping me here, and if you are new, please subscribe before leaving and also tap on the bell to get yourself notified whenever I upload. Okay, so quickly let's get started. Okay, so here I have this 1 yard of back of fish. I tried my best to get a matching color, okay, and I also have this is 6 yards, but I'll be taking about 2 yards from it for the dress, 2 yards or less. I wish I would remember to explain or to say how many yards I ended up using, but it's not going to be more than 2 yards. But this is 1 yard and this very little one here. Okay, I hope you see that. Okay, so this is for the yoke and the sleeve, and then this is for the body of the dress. So quickly we'll cut this first. So from the picture on the screen, I don't think it had a half cut, but I'll be putting half cuts in my own. So I'll cut the lower part first of all, and then we quickly go to the upper part. So I'll be folding first this way as usual, and then I'll fold again with a zipper allowance of 1.5 inches. So the length of the lower part or the skirt part is 25 inches. I'm taking 26.5 inches, which is here. Okay. This is my hip line. So my waist is 39 into 4 is 9.75. Two inches allowance. Hip is 45 into 4 is 11.25. Has to be here. So I'll take the hip measurement as 12.75 down to the hemline, which is also at this edge. Okay, now just remove 1 inch because I don't want it to pencil. If you look at that picture, you will see it is not pencil. So I'll connect this 1 inch here to the hip and the hip to the waist as usual. Okay, and then I'll cut. Okay, so I've done the cutting, but assuming you don't want to have a waistline cut, I'm sure you know you will just start from here to take your shoulder measurement. Okay, and then come down. All right. Okay, so quickly we'll go to the bodice. I'll be using a straight dart for it. Okay, my bust span is 8 inches. For this very one, I'll be using a sewing allowance of 1/2 inch. So I'll take 4.5 measurement. So that when you open it up, it is 9 inches. Okay. Half length is 17 inches. I have here 18 inches. My shoulder to bust is 13 inches. Okay, I added half an inch. That is for the sewing up here. Okay. Under bust, 3.5 inches. Upper bust, 3.5 inches. Okay. So the next will be to take 1.5 inches towards this side. So 1.5 inches here, and here 1 inch, please. I changed my mind. And then half inch up, half inch down here, which is the shoulder to bust. I explained the reason we do this, so that if you don't have a curve, this will guide you so that this shoulder to bust does not appear very sharp. But if you have a curve, it makes it very easy. I hope you get that. Okay, so 1.5 inches here, 1 inch here. This point, half an inch, which is here. You see, with my curve, I didn't need this half an inch up, because if you place it, it will take away any form of sharp edge here. Okay, even if you are doing it at this side, it's still the same thing. Okay. Okay, so having explained that part, I removed half an inch here. I also removed half an inch here, and then connect to the half, connect to this part. Okay, okay, all right. I'll place my shoulder measurement. I hope you can see this chalk. Okay, maybe blue is better. So this is my shoulder measurement. 3 inches for shoulder slope, 1 inch here also for shoulder slope. Okay, so having done this now, I'll maintain this half inch here up to this point. Okay, I hope it's clear enough. And this other side, I'll maintain this 1 inch here. I really hope you can see it. Okay, now I have to adjust my shoulder measurement. You see, 1.5 inches is what we are going to be taking away here, so I'll have to put it back. I put 2. Okay, there was once I did this. By the time I joined this place together, the shoulder was shortened. Okay, so now to avoid that, I put 2 inches instead of 1.5. Okay, that ½ inch I'll use it to join here. I hope it's clear enough. Please don't make that mistake I once made. Okay, so having done this now, I place my armhole of 8 inches. And then place my bust and waist measurement. My bust is 44. That is 11. Here. Allowance of 2.5 inches. Waist is 39. .75, and then I'll have to replace this. This is 2 inches, and then allowance of 2 inches. Okay, and then I'll remove this place, this shoulder slope. Okay, and armhole. Okay, so as you can see, this is where I ruled my armhole. Okay, let me use an orange chalk. This is where I ruled my armhole. I hope you see it. You can see it. Okay, so I'm supposed to cut it down here, but because it's going to have a yoke and I wouldn't know if I cut it, there will be mistakes. That's why I did it this way. So I left some part of the armhole, okay, so that by the time I'm done joining these bodies together, that is after I've put my woven, I join them together, give it a neck cut, remove the one I'm supposed to remove for the yoke, then I can comfortably conclude my armhole. I hope it's clear. Okay, so this is for the back. Zipper allowance of 1.5 inches. Three inches for shoulder slope. This is my shoulder. The yoke is just at the front. I won't be putting it at the back, please. It's just at the front. My half length is 17. I have 18 inches here. Armhole of 8 inches. Bust 44. 11. Allowance of 2.5 inches. Waist 39 into 4, 9.75, and then allowance of 3 inches. 1 out of these 3 is for that. Okay. You see, I wasn't able to see the neck part of that dress, but I'm suspecting it is either a high neck, round neck, or a turtleneck. Okay, so I will decide which one to use for it. And I'm going to be using a high neck, a high round neck. Neck volume 1.5. This is for the back. 1.5. Neck width 3 inches. So now I'll cut the lining and the wooding for this one. Okay, when I cut it, I will glue the wooding and line it. Okay, I will line just this one first of all. Okay, before this one, because if my material is enough, I'm going to be giving it a false yoke at the back with this fabric. Okay, so that's why I'll be lining this first of all. Okay, so I've lined the lower part. You can see them here. And then this is the front bodice. I hope you see it. Okay. So next thing I will do will be to remove the part I'm going to be replacing with the yoke. And I will remove, you decide how you want it, but you make sure you don't expose more than you intend to expose. Okay. So for me, I would like to remove 9 inches. But then I will leave half an inch for sewing so that by the time I'm done sewing, it will now be 9 inches. So I'm folding it back. Okay, so I'll measure 8.5. Okay. Remember, this is my accurate armhole. I hope you've not forgotten. We were supposed to cut it up to this point, but I left about 1 inch. And this is the reason I left it, so that by the time I bring this one here, it will lap with this point. Okay. Okay. So now I'll remove this point. Okay, I hope you see what I did. Alright, so I'm going to cut this part now off, and as well this place. Okay. Okay. Okay, this is about 1.5 inches, this one. Okay, so that by the time we replace this one with this fabric, it will now be this way, and this place will be left open. I hope you understand that. Okay, so now for the back, I use the neck width of 3 inches. I'm going to put that here as well, 3 inches. And then neck volume, 4.5 inches. Like I said, we don't know how the neck looks like. It's either this or turtleneck. Okay, but I chose to use this one. So I'll cut this off. Alright, and then I will replace it with this. I hope you get that. before then, I will also cut the lining. Okay, so this is the lining now. I've cut it to this measurement. I will also cut for this. Alright, so this is for the upper part. We'll now put these ones aside. We're going to need this one. Alright, so I've been trying to set it so that it becomes clearer to everyone. Okay, I hope you can see it now. Now for this center, I have 1.5 inches. When you open it up, it becomes 3 inches. But unfold 1.5. Okay, and you see I left 0.5 inch along this part. That's for the joining at the other neck side. I hope you see it. Okay, now the full length of my dress is easy to do the maths. 17 inches half length, 25 inches the length of skirt. All of them will give us 42 inches. You are free to leave few inches extra in case, so that this one does not become shorter. Okay, so next thing we will do now will be to measure the 42 inches. Okay, I'm taking 43.5 inches. I want to be very, very safe. Okay, so with this done now, we will then cut. Okay, this is what we have. I hope you see it. Okay, I hope you see that now. Okay, so the next thing will be now to figure out the way to line this. So when I figure it out, I'll come and explain it to you. Okay, I have to go and find out how to line all of this, and then I'll explain it to you. All right, so this is how I lined it. So I started from the lower part. I worked up this way like this. I also did the same thing at the other side, and then the neckline. Then I turned them through this place. It was actually very, very easy, and then I gave it a good press. So this is what we have. I actually discarded that other lining I cut for the upper part, because if I used it, then the lining here will have to be different, this lower part. Okay, so this is a fresh lining. I hope you understand that. Now this is my dress. I hope you see it. It's actually looking like an off shoulder. Okay, and if you look closely, you will see I marked the midpoint. I measured and marked out the midpoint, and that's what you have here. I hope you can see it. I hope you can see this marking. Okay, next thing I will do will be to attach this one. Remember, my half length was 17 inches, so I'll make sure I place it in such a way that my half length will still be 17 inches. So I'll use my pin to hold it firm. So I've held it down with pin. Okay, so when you place your own, you make sure that this one falls on the line, as in the midpoint of this very one falls on this line, so that you have it on equal proportion on each side. Okay, I hope you see the way it is. So if you measure here now, it will give you my half inch. All right, so I'll go to the machine now, sew this point and stop here, stop here, and then I'll sew here this way, and then this other side. Okay, now for the back, this is what I did. I used this fabric to cover it so that it will look as if it has a yoke as well. Okay, so I'll go to the machine and line this one as well. Okay, so I've done the joining and the lining for the back as well. Next will be to join the back sat zip, close them at the two shoulders, at the two sides, sorry, and then put the sleeve. So I'll just get all of that done. That is, join the back, put zip, and then close at the two sides with my body measurements and fix the sleeve. I have a tutorial on that particular sleeve. I've made a tutorial on it before, so I will not be showing it. I'm sure the person that requested this tutorial, this was the difficult part, and we've gotten it done, so I'll just conclude. Okay, so now we've come to the end of the tutorial. So the person who requested for this video, I hope I did justice to that. And please keep your requests coming in. I pray I'll have fabrics to be obliging all of your requests. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you for stopping by. If you are new, please, I'll appreciate it if you subscribe before leaving. Okay, till we get to see my next tutorial. Take very good care of yourself. Please pray for me. Please. I'll appreciate that. Okay? And take very good care of yourself once more. I love you and bye.